Thank you for joining us today. This is Donna Adenolfi with bestallinclusive.com. Today, I have the pleasure of speaking with Todd Kirlik. Todd is the Senior Director of Trade, Sales, and Business Development for Blue Diamond and Sunwing Travel Group. Todd, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate that, Donna.
No, it's great, and it's a good day for travel. First, congratulations on Blue Diamond's 10-year anniversary. That's pretty exciting. And
it is.
Yeah, that's great. And at a time like this, something to celebrate. And I'm also excited that today is Sunwing's first flight since March from Toronto to Punta Cana. And I understand that more flights will be coming up soon for Montego Bay and Cancun. So it's an optimistic day for the travel industry.
It certainly is, especially here in Canada, having some getting some airplanes back up in the sky to service some of the terrific destinations that we have to start with, obviously with Montego Bay, Cancun, and Punta Cana, and lots more coming down the pipe to stay in some of these wonderful resorts.
Yes, and you have an impressive group of resorts, too, with Royalton and so many others. And, of course, the big news is the upcoming opening of Planet Hollywood. So let's start with that. It's a good segue. I would love for you to share a little bit more about the opening of Planet Hollywood and the adult scene coming up in December.
Right. Excellent question. It is, it's interesting. This is, even though we've been in such a sideways period for all of us here, especially North America, well, actually global, but I guess we're speaking primarily here to maybe a North American audience here. When the Planet Hollywood Cancun, this is our second Planet Hollywood all-inclusive resort. The first one is in Costa Rica in the Guanacaste area. We had a very successful opening there a couple of years ago. It's a wonderful product. And so we were super excited about this hotel. And of course, we've unfortunately had to endure, like many people, delays with construction due to the pandemic. We were getting ready to open the hotel for May 1st back this past year. And obviously, the situation, we did have to kind of abandon for a short period of time the construction site, which pushed things back, which at the time we weren't going to be accepting guests at that period when it was fluid at the beginning, but it did kind of set us back, which is a bit unfortunate. But, we still were able to garner excitement, even though you've got a hotel that's, under construction. And so we'll let them know there's openings and things, because obviously there's weather-related issues, and goodness knows we've even dealt with that in the last few weeks in Mexico with two incredible storms that came through. So there's been a lot to deal with, not just the pandemic. So I mean, the opening here we have scheduled now for December the 15th. But I have to say the excitement from both the travel industry and consumers has been just incredible because, obviously travel is just coming back up, which is something we're all yearning for, which is why you're probably tuning in today. But we were very impressed with the level of engagement that we were still doing during this entire period. So it is super exciting. This hotel's going to boast 566 suites in the main Planet Hollywood section and 332 in its next door adult scene product, and it is just no level of expense has been spared here, and we're so excited about some of the firsts that we have, and it's just such a nice product. We've been getting reports each week and photos coming back, and everyone is just sharing the excitement, and I think sometimes this excitement can be contagious. We want to get our consumers, our guests that are looking to travel, we want to get the juices flowing again. And if it's not with us, it's somewhere. It's a good thing. Travel is important. People need that for just for emotional well-being. So yeah, we're super happy to be here today to talk about this great new product.
Yes, it is. And, that's the great thing about a new resort opening. Sure, there's a little bit of time there before things are up to par and all of that, but it's exciting to go into a new resort. So adult scene guests will have access to the main area of the resort, but not vice versa. Is that correct?
Yeah, so obviously with adults, it's 18 and over. So one of the great things about our product here with Adult Scene is that adults have their own, haven, which is child free. And they have lots of, dining options, let's just say adult things. And it's
right.
Just a little bit with their pools and their beach areas. And of course, they can use all the facilities of the main Planet Hollywood. And so that is something that is it's really, we call it a stay at one, play at too. And that's a great scenario. Obviously, if there's families in the main section, obviously, the adult is 18 over, so they don't have that same exchange privilege. But obviously, there's lots going on both sides. But the adult scene area has really taken on a really interesting, a following already, because people are looking at the amenities of the entire complex, and they know maybe they like to just hang at the pool, or maybe it's at night they just want to have an adult experience, with some light entertainment that they have over in that side, in the adult side. The main entertainment and all the big stuff goes on in the main hotel, like the cinema and all of the other great stuff that we have. So you've always got that little place to go back to, which is the adult side.
Right. I would certainly be spending my time there on the adult side, that's for sure. So Planet Hollywood, roll out the red carpet. I would guess that's what Star Class is all about. So can you just share a few of the benefits of upgrading to Star Class?
Yeah, sure. Well, we have the red carpet arrival for all guests. That's something that's great. Everybody can get their picture snapped on the red carpet upon arrival. Of course, we've got the legendary Hollywood themed memorabilia and everything. There's just so many great things that we've got that are going to be a little bit of a secret, some exciting stuff. We've got great memorabilia purchase that will be in the resorts that will people be able to get pictures with. So everybody's got that nice red carpet arrival. Now, in Star Class, it's an upgraded amenity package. So when you're looking and talking to your travel professionals or just online, taking a look, you might see when you're looking at various room categories, there might be a Star Class option. And when you see it, might be a little bit more money, but you're going to be getting something a little bit different than the regular section. So we say it's A-lister worthy, right? So if you book a Star Class room, you've got dedicated beach area, you've got an exclusive Star Class pool and bar that's just basically for our Star Class guests. We also have the ability for you, the guest, that can fill out a personal rider, just like the stars do. And you've got your preferences with bar labels and in-room snacks, and your personal agent will handle all those arrangements. So it's cute. We've had a lot of fun with this brand. We call it a personal agent to handle reservations and such. And that's kind of cool because, some hotels will call them concierges or butlers, but we've been able to really use this brand and, have some fun with it. So, if you're in Star Class, you'll get your own personal agent, and it's quite cool. Complimentary access to our hydrotherapy. The spa is world-class at Planet Hollywood, all Planet Hollywoods, but this one is just incredible. And we're just seeing some incredible images coming out of there that is just going to be fantastic. So just hydrotherapy alone, Donna, you know how that can be. That can really set a day off right. If it's maybe a little bit overcast one morning, you want to go in and start the day with some hydrotherapy, that's something that's included. So I think it's really great that way. Upgraded room service menu. There's just various things that have. It's a preferred room location. And so I think it's worth it for those discerning guests that want a little bit added level. But, it's important to note that this is a 5-star product. So all of our guests are treated, let's say fairly equally. Star Class just gives you a little bit more tender loving care.
Yes, and you had me at hydrotherapy. That's my favorite thing to do in Mexico. I have to say, Mexico does that right. I love hydrotherapy. I'll end it there. So will Planet Hollywood, this particular resort, offer off-property excursions? Because there's so much to explore in the area. So tell me a little bit more about that.
Well, yeah. So, because being in Costa Mujeres in the Cancun area, there's so many options available. One of the great things today, and this is actually a twofold answer, one of the great things about our Planet Hollywood product is PH Experiences. Planet Hollywood Experiences, we've got a very large office just adjacent in the lobby where all guests of the hotel it's a specific office for PH Experiences. Ultimate lineup of excursions there. Obviously, the guests, these are all curated adventures that you can, that they can speak to the staff inside the office about various, let's just say personally created itinerary. Maybe you want to pick 3 of your 5 days or 2 of your 5 days you want to do certain things. They can help you customize it. And everything, the great thing about it is that now the second part about this is that obviously when you're booking it on property, it's a Planet Hollywood endorsed product. It's fully insured. These are any third-party suppliers that are utilized with the attractions are in our safe supplier commitment, which is part of our health and safety program, which means peace of mind. So if you're in the hotel, you go into this office, you've got all kinds of great videos and brochures and professional consultants that will help you pick and select things that you might be interested in doing. So you know that everything in terms of quality and safety will be met. If you purchase some excursion or extra at a PH Experience a tour office, it's going to be done right. And I think that's important. You know, we hear stories sometimes about people going off site and just kind of purchasing an excursion from someone on the street or maybe on the beach. And, you know, just things like transportation, Donna. It's very, very important that, you know, that you're getting in vehicles that are fully insured and that you're doing things in a way. And sometimes unbeknownst to the client, they may not be sure. And today, more than ever, you know, peace of mind is something that people are looking for. So we deliver that, and we're very, very happy about that.
I'm glad you mentioned that, because that's one of the things that I've been writing about as well. If you're going to do an excursion, go with the resort. Just work with the resort and see what they have to offer and stay safe, because that's good advice for any time, not just pandemic time. So thank you for covering that. So you briefly touched on health and safety. So will you just explore, give me a few more of the things you have in place for the health and safety of your guests?
Yeah, sure. Well, thank you for that question. Obviously, this has been a hot button certainly since March when this all began, and it's been interesting. We created Safety Assured Vacations, and this is a program that we came out with in the spring, and it's really every step of the way is our approach. So we've got a 9-step approach where we are with our guests, as we say, every step of the way. You know, some of the highlights include advanced dining safety, our clean supplier commitment, which is very, very important today. So we're utilizing our suppliers. So you're on a property, you're eating, we're receiving product in every day. Some of these hotels are big. Planet Hollywood's a large property. We've got ins and outs all day long of deliveries. All of our suppliers have been checked out to our level in terms of when drivers and trucks come on, they're subject to the same conditions that an employee would get with temperature checks and ensuring that whatever that supplier, that company, the product, where it comes from, how it's sourced, all of these things are very, very important. So, you know, those are just a couple of things. We have a 360-degree cleanliness protocol that can be found on our website at bluediamondresorts.com for detailed information on our Safety Assured Vacations program. But it is, you know, we believe that we've always actually been diligent in our hotels with elements of health and safety. We have always, obviously, we operate in areas of high humidity, as you all well know. And, you know, we always need to ensure that things are kept tip-top. I mean, you can't ever, even from our inception back in 2011, you highlighted our 10-year anniversary, which we're super excited about. I recall going into hotels. Yes, I'm old. I've been here almost since the beginning, but I recall we didn't enter a restaurant without someone in the restaurant, one of the maitre d' giving you hand sanitizer. It was mandatory. You have to take a couple of squirts. You got to make sure that you're taking these things seriously. So I think that we've always been good that way, but obviously we're in a whole other revved up world today. And so we've stepped it up like all of our suppliers. I think that, you know, you guys all do your research. One of the great things about the industry is that I think that all of us have had to, you know, take these things seriously, and guests will have to have a full understanding of what that experience will be when they get on property. That has been our number one question. Do I need to wear a mask? Do I need to do certain things? And these are all questions that are interesting, because I think you and I chatted a little bit earlier, Donna, and what we recommend guests and potential travelers to do is take a look at the date you're traveling, because in March we might be in a completely different position with a certain country that you might be looking to travel to. Now, in Mexico right now, thankfully, we're talking about that today. You can go there fairly unrestricted. Obviously, you get your temperature check when you arrive. There's obviously things that you do need to fill out and obviously divulge. And, you know, obviously, if anyone's symptomatic, everyone knows what we need to do now. Obviously, no one travels sick. And if you're not well, we all know what we need to do, and we're all responsible, you know, for ourselves and others. But I think that the health and safety on property experience for us is great. Planet Hollywood Cancun is a large property, So distancing will be almost by default in many regards. The beach is massive, it's beautiful, and you'll be able to enjoy time around the pools are very large also. So it's going to be a decent experience. I think sometimes when you're in tight city hotels or like high rises, it becomes very, very difficult, obviously, sometimes to distance and such. But we're really pleased about our Safety Assured Vacations. Again, we've got detailed information on our site about it at BlueDiamondResorts.com. Your travel agents can easily attain that information as well as you can, and take a look at it. We're really happy with it.
Well, thanks for that summary. I've been so impressed with everything the resorts are doing and the feedback we're seeing from others, not just for on Best All Inclusive, but I'm reading other people's feedback that they're having a good experience, and that's what's top of mind for people. I want to pay, I want to go away. Will that experience be good? And looks like the feedback's good. So thank you for that. And I just want to let our listeners know that I will be including links on our follow-up post about all of this, so you'll be able to see the Safety Assured Vacations program and all the protocols as well. So I want to ask you a little bit more. Anything new to share? New programs coming up? Is there anything on your radar that our readers will want to know about?
Well, certainly, when we're looking at a new hotel, this is already exciting enough to the degree where we encourage those interested in perhaps visiting the Planet Hollywood Cancun, seek out now some of the incredible pricing opportunities that we have. Usually when a hotel opens, there's a bit of a buffer period where you can take advantage of. We have opening specials. So all of our distribution partners, our tour operators, travel agencies, and of course through us, we've got incredible offerings right now available. And it's really boils down to the promotions are really the opening specials at this point. And there are various ones. Take a look. The travel agents can seek out through various tour operators different initiatives that we have. It could be upgrade offers. It's obviously a lot of it is on a price point right now, given the period we're in and the fact that we're opening shortly. So that's exciting. So you might have a great opportunity in the early months to get into a great brand new 5-star hotel. And next year, that pricing might be just a little bit different. So I think that it's important just to note that is really the big area of what we're promoting now is really the opening. Some of the exciting activities and things that we have in terms of the product, we have so much. Obviously, we can't cover it all, but we've got our Jurassic Splash Park, which is a prehistoric water world experience where obviously our kids, and I guess adults too, can stay cool surrounded by dinosaurs that are actually life-size dinos, full, sprinklered, and a lot of fun. Water cannons. Kids are going to feel like they've been, straight into transported right into a movie set. We've got Shipwreck Cove, pirate-themed splash park, kid-friendly water slides, huge waterfall. So the kids will just love that. That's more for the little kids. And, obviously, people start out, fun-filled pirate adventures. All kids love that. So these are just a few of the things we have. We also have a flow rider, which is the Wave Runner experience on property, a climbing wall, a movie theater. We've got Movies Under the Stars. We've got an incredible lineup of activities that can be had at Planet Hollywood Resorts.com on the website. When you look at through our corporate website, which is BlueDiamondResorts.com, we also have our Planet Hollywood website. You can access the product from either or of course through your travel partner or agent. So there's just so much stuff going on with this property that it's, we've got our mini putt. We've got what I was really impressed with, Donna. Obviously, we can't go through each day of the week, but there is a dedicated experience each night in terms of the entertainment. They're spending a lot of time, a lot of effort into what that evening entertainment is going to be. The outside will have more reserved kind of adult feel. Obviously, the main shows will be in the big family section. And so we've got stuff every week that repeats, which is great. So we've got great shows. And I think that people really are going to want that. It's they're going to want to know all the excitement that can be had. Some resorts have a few elements let's say unique selling features. We've got tons here. I mean, I've only given you a couple. Hopefully I've given enough where people might want to poke around a little bit and dig for some more info. You're going to be super impressed with the offerings that this hotel has.
They certainly have a lot. I did write about a few things a couple of months ago, introducing this resort to our readers. Their fitness center will be amazing. You have water classes. There really is a lot. And it's exciting. It's exciting to see a new resort open, especially now with everything that's gone on this year. So thanks for those highlights. And the target date again is December 15th at this point?
Yeah, so we do have a published opening date of December 15th. What we do is we obviously various, depending on what locales you're coming from too, airlift could be if you're coming from various countries like Canada, different days of the week, obviously the United States, Mexico, other places. If you've got people tuning in from Europe, I'm not sure, but you check with the travel providers. Obviously, you got to fly there. So, but yes, for us, we do have that opening date right now of the 15th, but I think people should double check that each day. We're on track right now. We've had to dealt with a couple of those big storms, as I mentioned, but we do have an imminent opening. And, certainly a lot of people we know are looking into the new year and next summer, and obviously book with confidence. We've got a lot of great things that are going to be, there for you. And we're short strokes now, Donna. We're essentially completed. It's just now a lot of the public spaces, furniture's in the rooms. We've been seeing a lot of really cool stuff going on. While we were just talking there, just quickly, just to give you a couple of examples, so we've got the signature events, our daily events. Like our Monday nights are going to be our Viva Mexico adventure, where we've got Mexican crafts, workshops, piñatas for the kids every Monday. So usually people, if they're for a week, you're going to get to experience that. Adults will be able to watch classic films in the theater with fresh margaritas, nachos, and popcorn and stuff like that. We've got our Carnival on Tuesdays, Silent Party Tuesday. Friday's a big night with Purple Circus, Lions and Tigers and Bears, and we can do all kinds of really cool, it's just acrobatic shows, almost like a Cirque style, dare I say, but it's really, really, really cool. Robot entertainers. So we're our team is having such a fun time with being able to do this. We've got our Hollywood Tribute Night on Saturdays with we do a lot of lookalike competitions, and it's kind of cool. We've seen the screenings like musicals like Mamma Mia in Chicago doing sets. They're really having a great time. The animators are super pumped up about it. So I think this really, again, it goes up a bit. It's just really, really neat. It's just so exciting for me to be here and talk about it. And these are just a few of the things.
Right. And I also understand that Guy Fieri's Burger Joint will be on property as one of your restaurants.
You're hired. You're hired.
Yeah, there you go. Send me down. I'm ready to go.
So celebrity chef Guy Fieri, you're so right. We're home to his Burger Joint, not only at the Planet Hollywood here in Cancun, but we also have one in our Planet Hollywood Costa Rica as well. And that opened with big fanfare. So I think it's really cool because, it's included in the all-inclusive. A lot of people don't have said, yeah, but is it included as an extra fee? It's not. So you can go in there and get Guy's signature burgers, and who knows, you might even run into the guy there sometime. We know he's well aware, obviously, that we've got this licensing agreement, and we're having a lot of fun with it. So, yes, the Burger Joint is a very, very fun place, a hangout for people to go. And January's Golden Globe night, February of our Oscar night. So if you're lucky enough to be there in one of those times, it's going to be great.
It just sounds like so much fun. So do you have any celebrities on track right now to come visit at some point, or it's still too soon to know?
Well, that's pretty tight-lipped right now. I do know for a fact that our folks have been, reaching out to various, agencies for certain clients. I mean, or let's say stars that are eager to visit. We do get them in from time to time. Since we have not opened yet, obviously we don't have any, but we did see some star sightings, several of them in Planet Hollywood, Costa Rica last year. And I think that, you will, hopefully we can get some A-listers in there. That would be a really fun thing for people to, to maybe, it'd be, let's say, an added element of, fun for people to say that they ran into some famous being, not just you or I. How's that?
Right. I could talk to you about this all day because it really is exciting. before we go to our rapid fire questions, I actually have one more question that I just thought about. Is the 95 Mitsubishi Eclipse on property yet from Fast and Furious, or is that coming in last?
So that's from Fast and Furious. So that is there. It's in Mexico already. I've not seen images of it, but yes, we do have that. That was purchased, and we're really, our CEO especially and our president are very excited about that. I mean, these are things that once we get imagery on that, that's going to be a lot of fun. So yes, that's going to be a good picture spot. And we do have some stuff like Planet Hollywood. See, the great thing about some of the memorabilia is they do float around a little bit. So like, for example, like, there's some stuff from Raiders of the Lost Ark. Some of our younger folks may think, what's that? But you and I remember that well.
Right.
And some of Harrison Ford's outfits and some of the props are in the Planet Hollywood Costa Rica right now. And those are really popular, especially for a lot of the let's just say folks that are kind of, let's say, the parents. But there's a lot of great stuff in there that we're going to be able to get in and out. Planet Hollywood corporately also obviously has an incredible inventory of this memorabilia. And being such a large hotel, I'm sure that there's going to be some surprise. I don't even have all the info, and I would be surprised if it's all been finalized. I'm pretty sure that right now our team is looking at, I mean, obviously the big purchases have been made, like the car you're talking about, but there'll be a lot of really fun stuff for people to see and get pictures of. Parents will be able to explain to kids, remember we watched that movie, or remember mom and dad talking about this particular movie. That's the actual, outfit or costume or something that was used in that particular, production. So it is fun. I mean, to have, and we've been going back and forth. Like, we've got, like, April is going to be superhero month, for example. This is just an example. And we're just going to have all kinds of great dress up stuff for the kids, superhero movies, Overtime Sports Bar, which is normally, something that, we've got a lot of sports and stuff happening there. We're going to have superhero inspired cocktails. The theater, like Green Lantern, Pisco Sours will be served, and Batman, Black Manhattan. I'm just reading off some of our fact sheets here now. So, I mean, you just said it earlier. We could go on all day. I've got like 40 pages of great information here that I could, we could probably be here till tomorrow if we wanted to be. But it's just exciting. Now I'm really wanting to go.
I know. No, you've inspired me. This has been a really fun conversation, Todd. I'm so grateful that you're spending the time today with me to talk about Planet Hollywood and so much more. So let's wrap this up. Let's have a little fun and do a few rapid fire questions. So let's start with this one. Window or aisle seat?
Aisle, all the time.
Yep, me too. What are you currently reading? Is there any book you're currently reading that you love?
Right now, I am reading some, I'm reading a Pierre Berton book that is more of an autobiography for folks in the States may not know, but Pierre Berton was a key figure here in Canada, a political figure, quite an interesting guy, and I'm into a lot of documentaries and autobiographies and stuff. But I picked up that book again just recently. I hadn't read it in a while. I'm not a big novel guy.
I mostly read about travel. And the last one, what's one thing on your bucket list? It could be a place, It could be a thing.
One thing on my, you know what? I've been so fortunate, and like you as well, I'm sure, to be able to, to experience such great places. And obviously we're going to get back to travel and do all these great things again. And I love all of our destinations. I have a passion for travel, for our product. But, personally, when I see, a real bucket list for me, I think that I would love to be able to kind of get lost in Costa Rica for like a month with, obviously starting off at our beautiful Planet Hollywood there, but just being able to just kind of disappear, get a rental car. My wife and I just take off and just I have so many friends that have said they've just had such wonderful experience being able to explore that great country and do some things. And being in Central America, it's a little bit different than the Caribbean with its volcanic beaches and things like that. And a lot of I'm an adventurous guy. I wouldn't say I'm over the top adventurous, like ziplining, sure, I'll do, but I don't really want to go that deep. I just want to be able to be a bit of a nomad in a great place like Costa Rica, because I understand it's safe, the roads are great, just to be able to explore on your own. The maps and GPS are easily to get around. So I'd really love to be able to get lost for a month in Costa Rica.
Well, that sounds great. You have to keep that on your list and let me know when you go. And you could end
we'll go to, you can come too.
Yeah, and then you could stay at Planet Hollywood there too. So I would just love to thank you, Todd, for this conversation. It's been amazing, and I am so grateful that you spent the time with me to talk about Planet Hollywood. And to all of our listeners, you could find out more at bestallinclusive.com. I'll be including all of the links that Todd mentioned and a follow-up to this call. So again, Todd, thank you very, very much.
That's great. Have a great day, and I appreciate this opportunity as always.
Thank you, Todd.
Have a great day.
Thank you for joining us today. This is Donna Adenolfi with bestallinclusive.com. Today, I have the pleasure of speaking with Todd Kirlik. Todd is the Senior Director of Trade, Sales, and Business Development for Blue Diamond and Sunwing Travel Group. Todd, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate that, Donna.
No, it's great, and it's a good day for travel. First, congratulations on Blue Diamond's 10-year anniversary. That's pretty exciting. And
it is.
Yeah, that's great. And at a time like this, something to celebrate. And I'm also excited that today is Sunwing's first flight since